you know, even when at the moment you feel, I feel like I can't do it no more. I can't move anymore. I can't keep going on. I unfortunately and fortunately, I have to keep on running because when you slow down, that's when you're not really getting back up in an easy way like you would want to. Once you lay down, once I accept defeat, I pretty much don't want to leave the bed. I don't want to leave my room. I just want to stay fixated on my phone, on social media, which is ironic because I'm using social media right now to make these videos, but that's for a beneficial reason. But besides that, just go back to the comfort because it's so easy to do that. And it's just distractions. And distractions, you only live once. And the one thing you don't want when you're trying to not achieve a goal, but trying to live worthwhile, at least to the standards that you can, you don't want things like that to really get in the way of the motion. And I've had this problem like bunch of times. I remember a couple years ago, like I think 2 years ago, this is when started thinking for myself. I started thinking eternally a lot more than I ever did before. And when you think it so internally, the one thing that gets brought up, the concept is death and inevitability and time and the future. And those things scare me. I felt like Raven from That's So Raven. I just had a future vision of how things are supposed to go. People are gone. People are, not seen again. And that really affected me. Like I got punched in the gut, or I got robbed and assaulted and had my belongings taken and my money. I just didn't, I couldn't even sleep. I kept tossing and turning. Overthinking every single hour was just this thought of, oh my God, everybody around me, all these things around me that I'm so familiar with by now, it'll be gone just like that. And it really haunted me. I felt like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Just depression just hit. Not depression, but that existential crisis hit. And it hit deep. Nowadays, guess what? When I started learning more about life itself and learning that the society we in and the way things function, being a human on Earth and the laws we have to follow by nature, that's also a crutch. That's also a burden too. That's also an inevitability that we can't control. We have no agency over that. We only have agency over what we do with our lives and the decisions and positions we put ourselves in. So the chase, essentially what I'm saying is that once I had the negative side flipped to a positive and saw it from a different point of view, I kind of accepted what was laid out in front of me, really. And from there on, I got back up and I kept moving. And now I'm doing YouTube. And one of the other things that will keep you from stop running after your goal or what you want to achieve, what you most desire in this life, while you can get it, is the people planting insecurities and doubts in your head. Even your own family and friends can be your kind of like your enemies. The greatest enemy is your friend, as the saying goes. I don't think it's not really how the saying goes per se. I notice it's something else. It's not just that. But regardless, sometimes your greatest enemy can be the people around you that you trust so much, and you trust them so much that you think every single piece of advice that they're telling you is for your benefit and not a hindrance or a downgrade or nothing. But no, I just had this conversation with my dad, and cut to the chase. He pretty much tried to get me to stop doing videos, calling me a downer, saying that it's not like you, that you're losing yourself to it, you're trashing yourself, and that's not the case. I just have my eyes opened, and I experience things with a wider horizon now. I see everything around me so clearly, for what society is, for what our existence is. I even have a theory about it. But I gotta keep running. I gotta keep going to where I need to go. The light at the end of the tunnel, really. I'm pretty sure there's people out here who watches this video who feels the same way. Who feels like they got an anchor pulling them down every single time. And it's understandable. And even when you're confident, you're brave, there's still going to be something, an obstacle like Final Destination, that's going to like get in your way even more. And you probably won't even be able to do anything about it. You'll probably be going like that tomorrow. But hey,